guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Destiny Millionaire, and yes, my middle name is actually Millionaire, and I'm teaching financial literacy through mindset development. Today's subject is about budgeting. So in simple terms, budgeting is setting boundaries for your money. I'm a college student. Of course I went through my phase of overspending and being reckless of the little money that I did have to my name. But now that I'm over that phase, this is what I've learned. You do not have to stop going out to eat, having fun, and splurging on yourself. You just have to learn how to incorporate those things into your budget while still saving for the future, number one, and number two, taking care of your responsibilities. In this video, I'm going to show you guys an example of how I created my budget from in high school. I'm also going to give you all a template that I've created so you all can create your own budget. And then I'm going to tell you all 3 reasons why budgeting is important. Let's get started. Okay, so for me, my situation is a little bit different. I've been working since I was 15 years old and I'm currently 20, so that's 5 years. But I've never held a job for I've held one job for 7 months, and that's the longest I've ever had a job, but I always kept a job. We all know that jobs pay different pay. For the sake of this example, I'm going to estimate how much I was making when I was working those jobs back in high school. So we're going to start with $16 an hour, working 20 hours a week. So times 20. So when you do 16 times 20, you get $320. So I was making $320 a week. And we're going to do a budget for 1 month's time. So you do 320 times 4, and you get $1,280 a month. Per month. Okay, now that we know how much I was making a month, now we can calculate all of the expenses, my responsibilities, my wants, my needs, my priorities, all of that. This is a high school senior talking. This is not a college student, so keep that in mind. This is a high school senior talking. We're going to start with gas. And we're going to start with, okay, so when you're doing a budget, you always want to estimate up, and then you always want to put your priorities/needs before your wants/leisure. So we're going to start with our needs and priorities. So we're going to do gas. Gas for me, for my car, was $60. We're estimating up, just keep that in mind, we're estimating up, was $60 a week. So we're going to do 60 times 4, which is $240. Okay, and then as a high school senior, now that I'm in college, of course I had to fill out college applications, and that cost a fee. My application fee was only $20 because I used the Common Black College app. And so with that app, and this is something for you all to know as well, with that app you pay $20 and you get to apply for 65 HBCUs. I do attend an HBCU. So you get to apply for 65 HBCUs at one time through one application fee and everything. So that's really great. So $20. And that's just a one-time fee, so we don't have to multiply that by 4. And then I started saving my money in high school. So every pay period I would take out $50. And so for every pay period you get paid twice a month. So for twice a month, I do 50 times 2, which is 100. So now that I've taken care of all of my responsibilities, high school senior talking, now we're going to go into our want/leisure. Going out to eat, y'all, this is kind of bad, but this is what high school seniors do, so I understand completely. $40 a week for going out to eat. So you're going to do 40 times 4. So 40 times 4 is $160. And then we're going to add activities in that, because as a high schooler you want to go out with your friends, you want to go to the movies, go skating, go bowling, all that. And so $20 a week to go out with friends. Now this could be like you splurge on the weekend, blah blah blah, like high school senior talking again. Okay, and then shopping. Now, I'm saying $20 a week, but I never went shopping every single week. Matter of fact, I always built up my money to go to do like a big splurge at the end. So that $20 turned to $100 real quick by the end of the month. But because it did turn into $100, or well, I used to. Now that I'm thinking about it, I did overspend because now I did spend about $100 every time I went shopping. But when I'm doing this budget, it is only supposed to be 80. But this is some of the things you'll notice when you're doing your budget. So yeah, $20 a week for shopping times 4 is 80. Okay. And then because family is really important to me, I will always like get food or go to the movies or blah blah blah. So I always put aside like $30 a week for my family. Mind you, this is for a family of four in the household. So $30 is about right. So 30 times 4 is 120. Okay, so now that we have all of our expenses, now it's time to calculate how much we actually spent every month on our expenses as a high school student. Okay, so you have 240 plus 20 plus 100 plus 60 plus 80 plus 80 plus 120. And in total, we have $800. Yes. Y'all, when I did this, like when I was doing this before I made this video, it all makes sense now. Because I really did used to wonder where was my money going when I know I was working the hours. I know I was getting paid a good amount. Like I said, we get paid $1,280. That $1,280 was not being transferred to my bank account. So, and it makes sense now because now I see that I was spending $800 a month on everything that I wanted to do and everything that I needed as a high school student, you know? Okay, so now that we have that, you have $1,280 minus 800. So when you calculate that, your total left of what you do have in your bank account is $480. Now with that $480, what I usually did was I stacked it up and I just let it accumulate over time. And then when I would see something that I really wanted that was like a big ticketed item, I would spend my money on that. Now I know that was just a lot of numbers and a lot of information, but if you all want to calculate your budget, I have a template in the description of this video for you all to use, for my financial family of millionaires to use to calculate your budget and get your finances together and see exactly how much you're spending. Because I was shocked when I calculated this number, $800, but it's very realistic now that I'm thinking about how much I worked and how much I did spend over that time, and the math was not mathing. It's very realistic. So if you all want to do that, I have a PDF file down below in the description of this video for you all to use. Now that I have shared my way of budgeting, I want to give you all 3 reasons why budgeting is important. Number 1, it reduces financial stress. As you all saw in my example, using a budget, having a budget allows you to see exactly how much you are spending and how much you are making, so that you can do like the ratio of your spending more than you're making, and or if you're making more than you're spending, which puts you at a positive slope rather than a negative slope. It also allows you to analyze your finances to see what areas you can cut back on so that you can have a greater gross margin. Number 2, it gives us control over our finances. Instead of wondering where your money went, as this high school student did, budgeting allows us to make the math make sense. No more, the math was not mathing. And number 3, the reason why budgeting is important is because it allows us to increase our savings. As I told you all, I started saving money in high school. So whenever you get a check, it could be $10 a check, it can be $50, it can be $100, whatever is in your means to do, that's perfectly fine. But at least you're putting something aside to make sure when emergencies come and things come up, you have money that you can use, and you won't be like in a deficit or be struggling to figure out where is it going to come from, because saving is really important. If you want to know more about saving, I definitely will have a video coming out next week about saving and the importance of saving, how to save, savings account, all of that. So be tuned for that video. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below on how budgeting can help save your finances. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next video.